No one would have believed that in the last years of the 20th century, Delft was being watched by intelligences greater than man's, and yet as mortal as his own. That as men busied themselves about their various concerns, they were scrutinised and studied, perhaps almost as narrowly as man with a microscope might scrutinise the transient creatures that swarm in a drop of water. And yet across the gulf of space, minds that are to our minds as ours are to those of the beasts that perish, intellects vast and cool and unsympathetic regarded this earth with envious eyes, and slowly and surely they drew their plans against us. A mass of flaming gas erupted from Mars and sped towards Earth. Drawing nearer every minute came the thing they were sending us, the thing that was to bring so much struggle, calamity and death to Delft. The astronomer assured everybody there was no danger. On a TV show, she pointed out how unlikely it would be for organic evolution to happen on two adjacent planets. The chances against anything man-like on Mars are 1,000,000 to 1, she said. From a railway viaduct came the sound of shouting trains. It all seemed so safe, so tranquil. The astronomer rose early with the idea of finding the falling star. Find it she did. The thing itself lay amidst the shrubbery. The visible part appeared to be cylindrical, its hard shell softened by a thick, scaly silver incrustation. She approached the mass, surprised at the size and more so of the shape of it. It was still too hot for its flight into the Earth's atmosphere as to allow her approach. When I think of it now, it seems totally incredible that everyone spent that fateful day just like any other. When I arrived at the scene, a small crowd had already gathered by the shrubbery where the cylinder lay. There was very little talking, people staring with astonishment at the cylinder. I interviewed several of the onlookers, but the term extraterrestrial had no meaning for most of them. I turned, and the cylinder opened with a ringing concussion. Everyone expected to see a man emerge, possibly something slightly different to us terrestrial men, but in all essentials, a man. I saw something stirring. Two luminous eyes on what appeared to be an antenna. As if joined together, the crowd moved suddenly backwards. A huge, rounded green bulk, larger than a bear, rose up, slowly glistening like wet leather. I shivered as if someone had just walked over my grave. Chalked and inarticulate noises came from the mouths of the people around me. Two sticky, immense eyes regarded me slowly. The Martian winked at me with an extraordinary intensity. I felt a blush appearing on my cheeks. I noticed the astronomer was waving a white flag. A faint hissing sound became audible. Slowly the hissing became a humming. Flames flashed out of the cylinder and the bright glare sprang from the astronomer. The only thing left of her were her smoking cowboy boots. Astonishment gave way to horror on the faces of the crowd. I took out my digital and flicked, my journalist instincts taking over. I then took to my heels and went as fast as my feet could carry me. I remember nothing of my flight. At last I reached the four walls I call home, and in its dim coolness I wrote an account for my newspaper. The intense excitement of the events had no doubt left my perceptive powers dishevelled and in disarray. I sank into a restless and haunted sleep. All night long the Martians were hammering and tapping, sleepless and inexhaustible, working on their machines, getting ready to launch. The alien hammering and tapping noises woke me early next morning. I rushed to the newsagent to buy the newspaper, hoping that my editor had chosen to print my story. Around me the daily routine of life was continuing serenely as it had been for countless years. The sound of marching feet came from the road where the Martian site lay in the shrubbery. A company of well-armed mercenaries came through and deployed quickly in the city centre to form a cordon. I was impressed by their stamina and stature. What was I to do except photograph the scenery with my red, highly sophisticated digiphone? Towards me. What has happened? I asked. Oh, hasn't she whispered. She made a gesture of despair as she repeated again